Hello YouTube. Um, yeah, just so lithium polymer battery packs, or any battery packs for that matter. This is a 6S 1250 milliamp battery. Um, so you can split them. You can split the batteries down to their cells basically. These layers here are the battery cells. So a 6S battery would have 6 cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 cells, and they work together in series to make what the hell is the 6S? 16.8 volts or something. They so the each one of these is a nominal 3.7 volts, and it can be charged to 4.2 volts. So each cell is 4.2 volts plus 4.2 volts plus 4.2 volts, 4.2 volts times 6, and that would equal the max voltage that this pack can achieve. Also, um, yeah, they can be wired in series to get the max voltage out of a pack, because you're basically like multiplying the voltage um, times 2, I guess. So 4.2 would be 7.4. I mean, sorry, 3.7 would be 7.4. Or I got that all messed up. I'm thinking, whatever. I can't math very well, but anyway, um, 6S battery. You can essentially split it in half and make two 3S batteries, or whatever you want to. You can make three 7.4 batteries. You can make six 3.7 volt batteries, 4.2, 3.7, 4.2 volt batteries. Sometimes you can get a big pack like this for cheaper than what you want, like, so I was looking for 3S packs and I couldn't find any on the site I was using. It's like a eBay type Mercari, but anyway, couldn't find any. Found somebody with a 6S brand new, and he was like, all right, well, I'll just cut that down and then I can make it two 3S's, and it works out great. I've done it before. It's you have to use caution with lithium ion batteries because they're dangerous, and the more voltage, like this plug, if you shorted it on something, I mean, it would arc weld stuff together. I mean, damn near. It's got some juice behind it, and you don't want that to yeah, it'll mess you up. What DC is more about heat. AC will shock the hell out of you and stop your heart. DC will burn the hell out of you, or just burn right through you. So you gotta use caution when you do this. I mean, this isn't for beginners to. You should at least know how to solder. You should know about lithium polymer battery packs. I mean, they're soft. They're not soft, but they're literally just a sack. They're like a almost like mylar or something sack, and then they have sheets inside that are juiced up lithium ion. You could go on for days about it, but yeah, they're they're not to be played around with. You could, if you dropped something on them, you could easily poke a hole through it, and it might start a fire. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I poked holes in dead ones. Dead ones usually don't start on fire, but a brand new pack like this, it might very well, if you poked your soldering iron through it, whatever, heated it up too much, it may cause some problems, fire, explosions. So just be careful when you do it. You don't want to short anything out. You don't want to drop anything, drop the pack. Just take a little extra care when you do this. But all right, I'm going to show you the basics. I'm just going to stick the phone on this stand that I have rigged up here. And sorry, my bench is always messy, but I'm always doing stuff, so... Oh, I got the thing turned the wrong way. Okay, let's see if I can get it to stay here now. Okay, good enough. I'll get this out of the way here. And I'll just push this stuff to the side. There it goes. This is for the blooper reel. Sorry about all that. I need to get a good stand and not just shove it into the workbench here. But, damn. Alright, well that's what I got to work with. So, whatever. Alright, so first thing, usually have some kind of packing on them. You know, use extra care. You might have to take an X-Acto knife and snip it every now and then, but just use some extra care when you're taking out this stuff. I usually just use whatever razor blade is closest to me, but see, like, there's some tape there. Let's get that tape off. And these actually have metal plates a lot of times, so it's good to save those and not bend them like I'm doing right now. So I'm just gonna cut that tape off. And I apologize for being a total dirtball. I've been working all day, so I'm a mess right now. But you just take these off. But I'm just very carefully cutting this tape here. Okay. And even be careful when you push against it too. You don't want to push it, you know, into the things. It can damage them over time. They'll just start losing their charge. So just be careful when you're doing it. I know I've said that like 20 times now. So I'm just cutting that tape again. Trying to kind of work it off of there with my fingernail. And then we'll peel this top layer off. And that, cut this Kapton tape, temperature tape, and there you have it. So you can see here that you got that's your connector there. It's XT90, but whatever, that doesn't matter what kind of connector, but that's your power out. And you can see here that it goes to the first cell over here. I'm going to try to focus it because it looks like crap. But that's your first cell right there. And it's all in series there, as it should be. Man, that thing is not focusing. It's bothering me. Let's see, it's focused down there. So you got your cells, right? You can see them on the side here. So 1, 2, 3. So then we look here, and actually this is pretty easy. They made it easier for us. I guess it's just the way they're made. So right in the middle there, you'll see a solder tab, and that is the bridge point between the first 3 cells and the last 3 cells. That is the only point. Sorry, I have to put it down there so you can see it. Right here is the only point between these 2 halves. So what you have to do is desolder this take your soldering iron, heat it up. You know, on these tabs, you don't want these batteries to get hot, so the best thing to do is see if you can, some of these tabs you can kind of, they like to glue them, so there's some glue under there. Some of these tabs, it's, you know, you can kind of strategically get them away from the battery as much as possible, so you're not heating up that battery. Because I mean, it, you know, you're going to solder it, it's going to get somewhat heated, but you don't want it, the battery getting heated. You really just want to heat up that tab. If you feel that your batteries are starting to get heated when you're doing this, you should just stop, let the battery cool down, and then rethink what you're doing. But it's real simple. Look, it's already starting to peel away as I play with it here. You see that the two packs splitting, showing the first 3 cells and the last 3 cells. So basically, all this stuff needs to be desoldered. The wires. You can reuse the balance connector on something else, but you're gonna need 2 balance connectors. Two balance connectors. One for the first 3 cells, one for the last 3 cells. If you want 2 3S batteries, if you want to make different kind of batteries, you'll need different kind of connectors. You know, 2 batteries would need a balance connector. 1 battery at a time, you don't need a balance connector because it's just a single cell. It doesn't need to be balanced. But you know, this is how a 6S cell is wired up. And you know, there's plenty of pinout. If you just type in on Google image search, you type in battery pinout, or I mean, no, sorry, balance connector pinout, and it will show you, you know, cell by cell where to solder what. But right now, all we're doing is getting rid of these wires because we don't need them anymore. If you're reusing it, I'm not actually using this XT90 either, so I'm going to take it off. If you're reusing the connector, you can essentially just move the red over to the other side of your series, or if you're doing a single cell, you know, you just put it on the positive side there. So if I was doing a single cell, I could just move this red cable or the black cable, depending on whatever you want to do, depending on what cell's better. You move this red cable or black cable, I know I'm focusing on the red one, move this red cable over to the positive side of this cell, and then you'll be good to go. You know, you have your connector on there. If you're doing a 7.4 volt battery, then you can just take this off and put it on the other side of your series connection. You know, 2 batteries in series, they are connected, so you have the positive on one side and negative on the other. And you can just reuse the connector. But in any case, I'm taking, for this video, I'm taking off all the connectors because I'm not using any of this wires anymore. I'm just worried about the cells. I have new balance connectors that I'm gonna solder on, and I can make another video for that some other time. This is just from some other battery. But anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead and start desoldering it. You can watch it. You can fast forward this video because it's probably boring as shit, but hey. Okay, here we go. We're going to desolder them and do it very carefully. I'm just pulling the glue away from this here, pulling the tab out, and I'm going to desolder this balance pin here. Actually, desolder both of them. Move it into frame. Okay. That iron is very dirty. Okay, so remove the negative balance, and no explosions yet. Alright, now remove the next balance connector. Alright, And we just feel the batteries every now and then, make sure they're not heating up. You don't want the batteries heating up. So I'm removing the next one here. This is a Gens Ace battery. They're supposed to be pretty decent. It looks like it's built pretty well. Man, I'm having no luck with the soldering iron tonight. This is just a burner soldering iron. I bought a fancy soldering station, but I'm scared to use it because I don't want to mess it up. It's a stupid way to think. Oh man, why is this not desoldered? Spent way too much time trying to do that. You don't want to put too much time. I'll get a little solder on my tip there, and that'll help the solder flow a little better. They really embedded those balance plugs in there, damn. Man, I'm using the wrong soldering iron for this. I have one with a better tip. Probably a chisel tip would work better in this situation. Man, what did they... I think I'm just gonna cut this one. They got the thing in there. Thanks, Gens Ace. Let me get my nippers. Okay, I'm just gonna cut it. And yeah, I mean, I guess alternatively you could just cut them. That would be easier than desoldering them, right? And you're never gonna see them again. So I'm just gonna cut them. Learn something every day. And probably when I heat them up, they will be good to go. So okay, now we're gonna split this pack. This one's got a pad on the bottom of it. I'm gonna try to remove this pad without totally destroying it, because it'd be nice to use. Oh wow, look at that. Those cells are just itching to get away from each other. So yeah, we're gonna hold it in a V shape there. So it'd be better for it just to fall away. Make sure you have no metal things in the way. But we'll solder it and or desolder it, whatever. And can you see that there? This is a 6S battery with the 2S battery. If you wanted to separate them, it'd be the same case. You would do 2S there, 3S there, 4S there, 5S there, Alright, so applying the soldering iron to the middle here, and hopefully these two, yep, there it goes, and they're split. And then for all intensive purposes, you have two lipo cells, lithium polymer, whatever you want to call it. You have two now, where you had one before, now you have two. And I'm very cheap, and it's a way to make cells out of, bigger cells. Cut bigger cells down. If you have a 6S or a 5S or a 4S or a 3S or any kind of S battery laying around, and you got a lower voltage, quad or car or whatever, whatever you need to run, you can split that battery down and it won't explode. You just got to use a little care when you do it. And I'm going to solder up the balance connector. I think I'll make another video because this one's pretty long already, but that's how you do it. That's how you split them safely. And hey, look, now you have a nice 6S connector for some other project, or an XT90. It's a hell of a connector, the XT90. I usually use Dean's or XT60, but that's, yeah, that's got some or has very little resistance. um, yeah, I think it was for a crawler or something like that, but yeah, you could run some juice through that thing. Anyway, keep this video short. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it helped. You know, if you have any questions, just leave in the comments and I'll try to help you. All right, thanks.